Chaos struck the music world once again in a space I know very much about. And it finally summoned me to return to this podcast once again. So let's get to it. Good? Awesome. Welcome to The Press with Emory Tilghman. My name is Emory Tilghman. I'm the host of The Press. First of all, let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, everyone. I'm back. A lot of things have gone on. A lot of things have happened. The past, 6, 7 months since I've been absent from this podcast. Number one, I guess this is not really an announcement if you follow me all around all platforms, but an album is on the way. It's called Moon. Be sure to check it out in this summer. Haven't picked out a release date yet, but yeah, that's make sure to check that out this summer. The other thing that has gone on is I've switched studios. As you can see, if you guys are watching from the airways of YouTube, I'm not in the little room that I was originally. I am now in the studio. I'm in the main studio that I typically record my music. A darker area, kind of like the Bat Cave, if you will. A good aesthetic for the press and all that. So a bunch of good things have happened, and I won't guarantee that I'll be more active in this podcast, but I will do the best I can to give my opinion on things. Matter of fact, that's why I'm here. Because, like I said in the intro, chaos struck the music world once again, because it always does, all the time. But this time in a space that not many people really talk about. But I know a lot about. I guess we can backtrack. 5 days ago, on Monday. 5 days ago from the time of this recording, I will say. On Monday, the BET Awards happened. The BET Awards, I did not realize was happening on Monday, so unfortunately I missed it. But a bunch of things happened in that award show. Such as Kevin Hart being Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart switching to his alter ego, Chocolate Dropper, trying to remix Squabble Up by Kendrick Lamar. Speaking of Kendrick Lamar basically swept almost all of the award categories that he was in. Kevin Hart pretty much had enough of it and just gave him all the rest of the awards that he wasn't going to be announced to win until later on. Kirk Franklin and Kevin Hart had a slight battle on who was taller, Kirk Franklin or Kevin Hart. Somehow, some way, Kirk Franklin managed to beat Kevin Hart in a height battle. Which, Kevin Hart, if you're listening to this, you're probably not. But if you are, that's embarrassing, my guy. I've actually I've met Kirk Franklin in person. Kirk Franklin is extremely short. I didn't realize until I met him. He's very not tall. He's not tall. But I would think after seeing Kevin Hart and all of these things, I know Kevin Hart's tiny, but I didn't think he's that tiny. I've seen the pictures of Kirk and Kevin Hart side by side, and somehow, some way, Kirk Franklin looks like if Steph Curry and Isaiah Thomas from the Celtics stood side by side. It's crazy. Anyways, that happened. Of course, Kirk Franklin won an Icon Award, I believe is what it's called. So that was fun. But among all of those things, one thing stood out to a specific group of people, and it got a lot of backlash. During the award show, there was an award category called the Best Gospel Award. There were many popular gospel artists that if you listen to that type of genre, if you're into that type of genre, you know exactly who these people are, and I'm about to mention them to you. Number 1 is Pastor Mike Jr. Number 2 is Common. Number 3, is Yolanda Adams. A bunch of people that I'm sure anybody that is into that specific genre, they would know exactly who that is. However, neither one of those people I mentioned won. The winner of the Best Gospel Award went to a rapper from, I believe, Memphis, Tennessee. A female rapper from Memphis, Tennessee, I believe. Who goes by the name of GLORILLA. GLORILLA, who has been popular from, I don't know, like 2 years ago, but has blown up in the hip-hop industry for songs that, honestly, I don't even know the title, and honestly, I don't want to look up the title, but for a lot of songs, a lot of things. She has blown up also from her accent. She sounds, in my ears, she sounds like someone from St. Louis, Houston, and New Orleans combined. She managed to get all of those accents all in one. Anyway, she managed to win that award for her song Rain Down on Me, featuring the legendary Kirk Franklin, the legendary Kira Sheard, and the ever so popular across all Christian music and beyond, Maverick City Music. After the award show, after she won the award, of course, at least, not a lot of people were very fond of her winning the award. A lot of people were shocked, confused, flabbergasted, bamboozled, hoodwinked, and just overall dumbfounded by the fact that GLORILLA managed to win the Best Gospel Award. If you've looked at her discography and you've seen the things that she makes, it doesn't make sense to some people. It has gotten the attention of popular gospel or Christian artists, rappers, and beyond. And people have had their opinions on it. Such as Dietrich Haddon, the legendary Dietrich Haddon, has basically told the gospel music genre and the people that are into that specific genre and the people that are working in that specific genre to basically do better. Saying that the gospel music world is quote unquote dying. The Mission and Mike LV. Well, backtrack. Caleb Gordon, another Christian rapper, went on social media to basically say this is why, quote, Christian artists should not be working with secular artists. Because they have turned this thing into just another award. And some people consider it a sacred award. You don't believe a secular artist should be winning an award like that? Because they're already taking over everything else. How come they can't win that award? How come they have to win that award as well? Is the question. But then Mike LV and Mission to, well, Mike LV is not underground, but Mission is an underground Christian artist. They took to social media and basically bashing anybody that is angry about it. Not really angry about it, but anybody that's just like furious about it. You can be confused and be like, you know, disagreeing with the decision. But what they basically said to the Christian artists out there that want to be successful in this craft, they basically both of them basically said the same thing, and that was, are you trying, if you're a Christian artist, are you trying to make music to win awards, or are you trying to make music that changes the world and changes lives? That was the question they had. That pretty much ended everyone else's opinion. Lecrae, I did not see the full, I guess, I did not see the full, he gave an entire like essay about it. I did not see it in full, but he basically was piggybacking off of that, I believe, from what I saw. But there's a lot of things that they're talking about that they're missing in my eyes, and we need to talk about it. At least in my eyes, I want to at least highlight this to you guys. So let me just get this out the way. I'm not mad at all that a secular artist managed to win the BET Awards. Because we had the same issue with Tori Kelly a while back, like in 2018 or something like that. Tori Kelly made an album, Hiding Place, and she won a Grammy for Best Contemporary Christian, Best Gospel. She pretty much swept the entire category. There were like 2 categories, she swept them both. No one liked that. No one liked that at all. They were furious. They didn't like it at all. But here's my thing. With that argument, it makes no sense to me. For me personally. Because here's the thing. If your music is not better than another song, if your song that got nominated in that specific category is not better than the song that everyone else thinks was better, they deserve, that artist that made the better song deserves to win that award. That's across all categories. Not just one category. That's across all categories. I've gotten opinions and like, hey, like, Lecrae should be in consideration for Best Hip Hop Album. Like, whenever in 2020, what did he drop? Restoration. I can't speak today. Restoration. When he dropped Restoration in 2020, I believe that should have at least had been in a conversation, the Best Hip Hop Album. At least in my eyes, at least. Same with All Things Work Together. It went in the billboards and everything. So, they should have the opportunity to at least be in the conversation of the best in the world. The best of the year, I mean. So that's not my issue. GLORILLA, congratulations to you. Congratulations to you. The problem I have is what song got her the award. And now it's kind of contradicting what I said, but I'm not really contradicting. I'm trying to state a problem in this music industry, or at least in the award shows. The issue is the song that got her the award. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've listened to the song Rain Down on Me, featuring Kirk Franklin, Kira Sheard, and Maverick City Music, that song, if you guys have ears, you guys would know that song is garbage. Just calling it like it is. It's garbage. We listened to, me and my family. Me and my family listened to it when it was on the radio station. on a gospel radio station owned by Kirk Franklin, conveniently. It was played. We heard Maverick City Music. We heard Kira Sheard. We heard Kirk Franklin. We were hyping up. We heard everything. And immediately, when GLORILLA hopped on that verse, we turned it off. Were the lyrics bad? No. Was there substance in the lyrics? Yes. There was great substance in the lyrics. You look through Genius, the website Genius, and you actually read the lyrics. It's good substance to read. It's a good message. But the content is just awful. The delivery was just bad. It was just not good. The beat I did not like. We turned it off immediately. And it wasn't the fact, oh, it's GLORILLA that no. It was the song was bad. That's just that this song was bad. So what am I saying? This is an issue in the music industry. I don't know how that got in the consideration. I don't know how that song got in consideration for being the best gospel music in the world of the year. I don't know how that managed to be in the conversation. Because it's not that good, y'all. That song isn't. I've listened to... I don't really listen to GLORILLA that often. Actually, I really don't. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't really listen to GLORILLA. But from the stuff that I've heard, if you could get like a better producer or something, if you could get like better delivery, okay, I would let that slide. Especially after hearing like the entire the hook, the chorus, the bridges, all of it with all of the other singers and people that were featured on it, I would understand why I would win the award. I would understand that. The problem is the person that made the verses, who is actually the main artist of the song, was awful. Or at least the song, on that song, that was bad. It was awful. I'm sorry. This is not bashing GLORILLA. This is just I'm bashing the song. I don't like the song. And I don't know, I don't understand how that specific song managed to get the award, right? Plenty of other songs in that category. This is not talking about, oh, this is because I'm not advocating for like, oh, I'm not saying this because, oh, there's plenty of other Christian artists that were. No, I'm saying that specific song, secular artists or not, that song should not have won. Right? I could say the same thing. If there was a song from a gospel artist that somehow won the award, and I didn't think it was good, and I think it was bad, and I think there are plenty of other songs that could have won, I will be stating my opinion on that. This is just my opinion. And I think there's a lot of people that would agree with me. Because we also have the same issue with the Grammys. Yes, I talked about the Tory Kelly situation, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in the best album of the year or whatever. Album of the year last year, or was like 2 years ago or whatever. There was I forgot what. Album of the year went to Killer Mike for his album. I forgot the title of the album, but he beat Utopia by Travis Scott to win that award. If you've listened to the two albums, there's a clear difference in in talent. Right? I'm not bashing Killer Mike. Killer Mike is a very good artist. But compared to Utopia, from his album, right? compared to Utopia. Utopia should have won. That's just common sense to some people, at least. Utopia should have won that. We had the same issue, I think in 2018 or 2019. Astroworld, Travis Scott again, was in the consideration and ended up getting nominated for Album of the Year in 2018. And he managed to lose to who? Kanye West? Well, he didn't drop an album. Okay. Jay-Z, he didn't drop an album. I don't know. Is there anybody else that could have? I mean, there's plenty of other. I'm not saying, Travis Scott had the best album in the world, but he's in that conversation to at least be in the conversation to win it. That's what I'm trying to say. But no, he didn't win it. Instead, the award went to Cardi B. Cardi B. If you've listened, and I honestly, I don't even listen to. I don't. Same way I don't listen to GLORILLA. I don't listen to Cardi B music. But I've heard enough from Cardi B, at least, to know that none of her music should warrant a Grammy Award. Especially Album of the Year. Album of the Year. You mean to tell me that over Travis Scott and had like one of the best albums in Apple Music? It made it Apple Music 100. It made it on the top 100 in Apple Music. You mean to tell me that song, that album was not better than a Cardi B album? I don't care what album it was. Anything from Cardi B? That makes no sense to me. Again, I'm not bashing Cardi B. I mean, I'm not bashing Cardi B, but the album was that was an interesting, very interesting selection of having her win over Travis Scott, right? Just diabolical stuff. But the point I'm trying to make is there are plenty of situations where an artist has won an award, especially in the Christian music space. I'm not knocking the fact that a secular artist won the award. It's the fact that the content is the fact that what song got her the award. And piggybacking off what Mike LV said, with that, okay, so I'll say, it makes Mike LV and Mission's statement even better, because if you're just here to win an award, if you're a Christian artist and you're trying to win an award, if your mission is to win an award and stuff like that, you're going to be very disappointed throughout your career. But if your mission is to change lives, then you won't be as upset if you don't win an award from a song that you believe is not as great as yours that was in the category. Right? And there's a lot that's gonna happen all the time. There's gonna be one winner, and people just make decisions, and you end up last place over someone that made something off of BandLab. Again, I'm no offense to people that are making BandLab music. I'm not bashing that. I'm trying to make a point here. So, with that said, for this GLORILLA situation, people have the right to be shocked. The reason I'm shocked is the song that got her the award. I'm not saying, she should never have won an award at all. If she made a different Christian song, or if she actually did better on that specific song on her delivery, I would say yes, that deserves to win the award. Yes. But if you're upset that she wanted, like, just her as an artist, then, like, that shouldn't be the issue, really. And saying, like, oh, this is why secular artists or Christian artists should work with secular artists, this is not the issue. This isn't the issue. There are people. Kanye West did not work at all with a Christian artist when he made Donda, at least. I know when he worked on Jesus is King, Fred Hammond and them. But on Donda, there was not a single Christian artist that I can think of. Like, you didn't hear Lecrae on Off the Grid, which I'm not going to lie to you, that would be awesome. That would have been awesome. But, whatever. You didn't hear Triple E on Hurricane. You didn't hear Miles Minnick on Remote Control. Right? No, you heard people like Young Thug and Playboy Cardi and Future. Well, I don't think Future was on it, but 5 Year Forward. Jay-Z. You've heard Lil Durk. This is a Christian album. Lil Durk was on it. Lil Durk doesn't even follow that religion. He was on a Christian album. So that's not the issue, right? If Donda was in the category for best Christian album in, what was it, 2021, you had to go up against, well, I mean, any album, honestly. Well, like Neverland 2 was out the same year. That versus Neverland 2, I'm going to be very honest with you, I would have picked Donda. It's my personal opinion. I would have picked Donda over Neverland 2. People would have gotten mad, I'm sure. And I'm not saying, oh, you're overreacting, but quality is quality. And Neverland 2 is amazing, but Donda, though. It was Kanye West in 2021 Kanye, my dad. 2021 Kanye, right before all of the craziness, was making gospel music and fire music as well. Any one of those songs could have won Best Gospel Award in the BET Award. So it's not the fact that a secular artist won it. It's what got the secular artist the award. So that's my opinion on all of this. If you guys have any other opinions on it, if you guys think I missed something, if you guys think I messed up on something, let me know. Sure, you guys email me at thepresswithEmoryTillman@gmail.com. Make sure you go follow The Press on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Make sure you go follow my Instagram profile, as well as Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, all of it. And yeah, also album on the way. And yeah, glad to be back. And yeah, see you guys later. Peace.